Greetings, Kindred. Welcome, welcome to my inn. Tisbe Olenerthus, and welcome to Kindred Sanctuary. Here in this space, I desire to constantly curate that environment of utopia, world peace, just utter peace, love, and serenity, all in this channel. I want world peace. I don't expect it to be done just by the existence of this channel alone, but for some reason I want it so badly. Oops, I showed that car. Anyway, it's for some reason I want it so badly, and I just gotta find a way to make it happen in the most peaceful, calm way that's not harmful or too controversial. I mean, I could care less about being too controversial, but it's just, it doesn't help the goal if you're intentionally controversial. That's a completely separate thing. Like, if you're intentionally controversial, you like drama. But if you happen to be controversial, you're just a part of the change, baby, and you gotta accept it. And that's what kind of the journey that we're on right now. All right, so with all that being said, I'm gonna put in the timestamps in the bio the groups, and there's going to be 6 different groups. All right, and according to the group that you are in, that is the element that you have the strongest affinity with. And I'm yelling as I'm starting to realize that this music is pretty loud. My God. Thank you. My goodness. See, the old me would get unnecessarily pissed off about, like, the technical issues, but I can't control that, so why would I get upset? Like, I'm working with it, you know? Oh man, that's beautiful. We're able to, like, manage our fire a lot better now. Okay, so I'm gonna put in the timestamps your cards, and if you want to take a look at them, I'll show you. Yeah, hold on, give me a second. I'm like, whose card is that? I'm not gonna, there's like a card that looks like that. Do not be discouraged, okay? Do not be discouraged about, like, if your card's ripped or anything. Like the birdie deck, I literally got that when I got my dog. When I first got my dog Aratron, like 6 years ago. And yeah, I got so mad at him, I yelled at him because he ripped them up, obviously. So, but then it was like a lesson not to care about material things like that. Like, for some reason I thought, like, oh my god, you ruined those cards, you can't read with them at all. Yeah, no, just because something becomes difficult doesn't mean just because something becomes difficult doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. You know, yes, do not go against the resistance. But when it comes to stuff like writer's block and stuff like that, my creatives know every single time you push through that hardship, you propel. You propel and you go into the uttermost right direction. Okay? So with all that being said and done, let's get to the reading. So, Group A, let's just start with you. This music's a little hyperactive, so we need to quiet it. It's okay. They're like, you don't need one right now. No, I don't need a song, but there's like brothers playing music, so in order to mainstream it, I'm gonna have. I like that one. In order to like have a consistent flow, are we gonna change the song to something we like? That's not so disruptive. I think I'm just gonna play the moon music. Magic. I wanted to do something different, but I'm not trying to think throughout the video. I want to play something and like leave it alone. Thank you. I'm not doing all of that right now. Okay, and then here you have the you can see I was watching the 5 Phases of Transformation Archery FAQ. Yeah, this guy, I saw this reading, like, not reading, excuse me, I saw this normal ass, not normal, excuse me. it's not a psychic video, but it's just a video about archery and the 5 phases of transformation. One of the most powerful videos I've ever seen, and it was a video about archery because I was learning it at the time. And yeah, I never forgot about this video, and I wanted to do an elemental reading, so this is why we are here, and I just utilized this right now. I just wanted to show you guys this because like he helped a lot with this reading. Yeah, he goes through the phases like carelessness, comparing, denial, anger, morbid ambition, depression, all of the elements. You know, you can be like an avatar in your own right, but you know, keep it simple. Like just find out what you're good at first before you start trying to do like a lot of different crazy stuff. But, like, you know, if you have a lot of passions and ambitions, that's okay. That's really good. That probably means that you're meant to. However, like, in order to completely do them well, like, if you're tired of just being a jack of all trades and you actually want mastery in like specific areas, then just find the one you're the best at the most, and then you can come back to those many different projects that you desire. That was a specific message to one of the particular elements in this group. And with all of that being said, yes, I'm gonna pick the decks randomly, so I don't know which element is which, and I am gonna be utilizing Digimon cards, so do not get discouraged. I'm just gonna utilize it to get the elements, alright? To get the elements on the table, to know who you are, alright? To discover your reading element, alright? So, your elements, alright? With all that being said, let us begin. I only do know one element in this group. Like, I know what element this is. It's gonna be the last one. That will be the last element we read, and then here are the other 5 elements, okay? So, go ahead. Let me just do this. Pick a group. Alright, this is group. Okay, I could have done it better, but you can actually see. I'm gonna do it like this. Please forgive the disorderliness, but this is what we have here. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 cards here. But the actual groups, this is group 1. Group 1. Telling me this is group 1. This is group 3. This is group 2. No, this is group 2. Group 3. Group 4. Okay. Group 5. And group 6. So just take a gander. Meditate on them if you want. Whichever card, whichever deck draws you in the most. Focus. Okay, you have group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5, and group 6. Focus. What is your group? Take a second. Good. You should have enough time to pick your group now. And let's get right to it. We're gonna place group 2 right above here. Group 2. Group 3. Group 4. Group 5. And group 6. Group number 1, welcome. Insane how it took us this long to start, but it's okay. Group 1, let me just write it down here. Group 1, 9:30. Welcome, Group 1. What is your superpower? What is the element that draws you in the most? What element do you have a natural affinity to? The one that you are most powerful with, without even thinking about it. The one that comes naturally to you. Let's see. Okay, and I'm utilizing Digimon cards to see what it is. So let's see what you are. Okay, all right, my angels. Look at you. So you are the element of metal. Okay. So I'm gonna go back to my notes here, and you're the white group, right? The metal group. You're the white card here. So you're very naturally. You are the angels of the planet. Okay. You naturally don't have to do a lot of healing because it's just something that comes naturally to you. All right. So this group right here, you don't actually have to do much in this life. Like you're the group with the least karma. Like you don't have to clear that much karma when you come into this life. You've actually entered this life. I'm very blessed, and it's gonna like be made manifest in like how I don't want to say easy things have been until this point, because that's not always the case for everybody. It's not like easy. But you did have like a lot of luck on your side, and as I said that, the luck card came out. The maiden card, which is the energy, the energy of like auspicious, like very Sagittarian energy, like good things just keep happening to you. And don't get it twisted, like I'm not saying you have had an easy life. They're actually saying by far, like please, this person actually knows a lot of darkness. However, it did not take that much for you to move on. It may have taken a lot, like emotionally, but like on the physical appearance, I'm talking about like on the mundane, like how people view you type of thing, that it looks like it's very easy for you. It looks like it's very, like healing is second nature to you, but only because you've dealt with a lot in your upbringing. And I'm seeing it here with the death card at the bottom of the deck. It's like, this was not easy, and you may have developed along the way this like no, it's not you, it's others around you who have developed this like codependency issue. Naturally, like you have an energy about you that like people can naturally like latch onto it because of you, how naturally healing that you are, like how naturally gifted you are. Honestly, you guys are just natural angels, like literal, like you're angels without even trying to be an angel. Oh my god, I almost just like ended the video because the mouse pad, this like touched the mouse pad and I almost went to the next one. Anyway, all right, let's see what else we have here. This is your birdie card. All right, but this one's not in reverse because they're all over the place. The other ones, whatever. But yeah, it does not feel like it's in reverse. Anyway, miracles are in the now. I love you guys. Yeah, you guys have that energy. You have that energy. Miracles are. I'm sorry. I like your energy, and I like this. It's really like blessed. You have like, you just got that chef's kiss energy. All right. So, miracles are in the now. Yeah. So like naturally, like I said, a natural healer. You don't have to really try because of your. It's not your upbringing specifically, but just what occurred to you during your upbringing. Like, I'm not getting, like, traumatic home life. For some of you, yes. But no matter the case, you are just very effortless and benevolent. Like, very graceful. Like, somebody hits you, you're like, it's okay. They're having a rough day. Like, you have that type of energy, okay? Very beautiful and serene. And then we have a Chariot. Okay, so this is your fairy card. Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. So yeah, just naturally, you're put in a position where you're brought to like, where you have to like heal people, where you don't have to, but like, it just comes natural to you. So you're put in a lot of situations where you just are providing the miracle. You know, you're providing the miracle. You're the miracle providers of this group, of all of these groups right here. You're just there for everybody without even trying, which is really beautiful, right? Like, this is your card. And this Digimon, I choose like the plug-in cards because they're not like they're the most like baseline and like just baseline cards for wanting to do something. And your card is literally giving somebody another chance. All right, in this like a card game, it's basically like you thought you had that one more chance. No, you, for some reason, it's that miracle energy, man. It's just that miracle energy, girly. Like, you're really providing that gift for others just by existing. Like, look at you. Look at you. Like, you're doing that. You're doing that. You're just that effortless, um, demigod baby, you know? Just giving people life, giving people the energy. Do I need to keep reading for you guys? Like, it's just the energy's there. Like, you guys are just very powerful. I like you guys. I like this group a lot. It's making me elated. All right, I feel blessed just by interacting with you. But anyway, inspiration. Okay, inspiration. You just that muse. I wouldn't be surprised if I did a quick little fairy shuffle and the Dream Weaver is in this deck. You have a celebration, a collective of pixies, at the bottom of the deck, meaning that like any room that you enter, it's very welcome. Like your energy is very welcome, very desired, very like honorable. And then the card that came out, the Green Woman, yeah, like you just like that provider energy. I don't know what else to say. Like list of the shadow, unshackling people from their darkness. Okay, so basically your elements. Oh yeah, I didn't even say what the element. Oh yeah, it is. I did. Excuse me. It's the metal element. So, and according to Armin Himer, the metal elements, as Chinese philosophy states, it's the fourth phase, the phase of serenity. Okay, so it's the phase of serenity, is when you finally accept. You accept the differences and you just allow. Okay, and this brings me to at the bottom of the deck we have the Solace card, which is the solar energy. But this brings me to this card, the fairy card that you got, the Chariot, which is usually two different directions, but there's somebody in the rain, so you have to do something in order to keep those two opposing forces that wants to go in another two different directions in check. How? By simply what your energy is so naturally well at doing, simply accepting where you are, the situation, and all that is. Right? Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebrating your accomplishments, being in the spotlight. Right? And there's a lot of like that spotlight energy, you know, inspiration, solace at the bottom of the deck. Miracles are in the now. The maiden. Like what? This is the very powerful. You guys are, yeah. So those are, and like look, everybody can utilize every single one of these elements, all right? But those who are just naturally drawn, this element you were born with, basically. You were born with this element. So like all of this is simply like confirming what you already know, which is the byproduct of your existence. Okay? Alright, get it. Catch that. Catch it. Alright? So what else do we have here for your cards, group number 1? Like, this doesn't need to be super long either. Whatever comes through, comes through. This is just your element. This is just to help identify your element. Okay? We're just identifying your elements here, whatever is mostly calling you and whatever maybe you should work on right now. But also, the main reason I'm doing this reading, I should have said this at the beginning of the reading if I didn't already. It's those moments of insecurity when you don't know what you're good at. Okay, so this is just going to help confirm and reopen your eyes. Just knowledge you should already be aware of, which is like your greatness, like stuff that will help you inevitably every single day because it belongs to you. Okay, this is why I really wanted this. I really want to discover what your element is, okay? So, with all that being said, the most powerful out of all of my cards and all of my decks, like, this one is very powerful. The Nordic Oracle. This is why. The Rule of Three. What? I don't think I've ever seen this card. The Rule of Three. Okay, I'm being drawn to that. There's an option card in this deck, in this like Digimon deck that like that says like the descent of the three great angels. Let me see if I can find it. But something about this three, this rule of three. Where are you? Up and down. That song is playing in my head. I hope you don't run all by yourself. Sorry, Gen Z came out. Gen Z, go back inside. Talking to myself. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry, I don't know where it is. Whatever. Whatever. It was like one other card. I was just like, it was another angel card. It was an option card. The Descent of the Three Great Angels is somewhere, but that's coming into my head. But anyway, this is your card, Informed Decision. So I'm hearing, so like more esoterically, you have a strong connection to the three fates. You have a strong connection to the strings of fate, like knowing, kind of like having that omniscience. Naturally, the psychic gift that comes, the gift that comes naturally to you is claircognizance. All right, so the psychic ability to just know things, omniscience, informed decision. So a lot of the time, this probably, you can't make sense of it, but it's like, I don't know why, but we need to do this. Like it's that energy, and then this is also why people tend to come to you, because you just, for some reason, you have like a knowledge, like a divinity, like a divine imprint on your advice giving ability, and people know this, so they come forth. And like I said, like we can all utilize these elements, but it's just this one, this metal, this pure like metal energy here, I already explained it. I don't need to over-explain it. Right? It's yours. It comes naturally to you. And yeah, for whatever reason, sorry, like they want me to like tackle this one point down. Whatever brought you to this element, like if this is your second element at this point or fourth, there's just something here for you to like. There's advice here for like what to work on mostly. Okay. But yeah, moving forward, the final card that we have here in your deck, let's see what it is. Oh my god, prosperity lies ahead. Like, dude, like you guys are really juicy. Oh my god. You guys are really juiced up. I like that. Your element is very powerful. Anyway, prosperity lies ahead. You guys are gonna help me like do the rest of the readings in a more orderly fashion. Thank you, by the way. But anyway, prosperity lies ahead. Yeah, you guys just naturally have like gift around you, like gifts. You might have a lot of like Sagittarius energy in your chart. But yeah, like you guys just naturally provide the miracles, man. Like you guys are just the bearers of divinity almost. Very powerful group here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, your elements of metal. Wow. Like, you know, I'm seeing it in a more like mundane physical description. They're showing it to me like this one book I read where like there were people who had red blood and silver blood. And those who had silver blood had, you know, they had specific abilities. But, you know, they were the royals, and they were, like, in castles, and, well, they were just in very, like, clean, infrastructure, beautiful infrastructure, you know, beautiful buildings, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's what like they were mostly surrounded by like that pearly palace vibe. And this is not to say like this is not like this has nothing to do with like the material world or positions of power. This is just like the vibe that you would find, like where would you find this element residing at, like where's their home. And it seems to be like in a very just naturally palacey vibe, if I'm being honest. Like it's just, you guys are like a group who, I don't know, maybe you were royals in a past life. But yeah, you have a very royal energy about you. Okay? Because there's just a lot that you came into this life knowing, having to deal with a lot in your early upbringing setting. And then, yeah, especially with the Laum card here, like, there's just a lot of, like, dependency. And it doesn't feel like it's you. It doesn't feel like you're too codependent. This is just naturally what happens. This is the natural byproduct of your energy existing in this physical reality and what you tend to experience because of having this energy. Okay, anything else before? How can we help them utilize their elements? Okay. Bottom of the deck. Okay. Fast the footer. How can we best help you utilize your element? So yeah. So your ego. You have to keep your ego in check. Iris of the rainbow. And they're telling me you don't need to move or operate from a space of, you know, lack or panic, specifically panic or fear, that you revert back to a person that you never were, instead reverting back to a person that you've once helped before. Instead of reverting back to, like, it's like a doctor or a nurse or anybody who had a patient, helped them, had a lot of compassion, but it required a lot of compassion to heal them. And once they moved on, once that healing was done, they, you know, they actually did a great job with them. However, when a situation got really tough in said doctor's or nurse's life, they became a wounded person that they knew before, that they'd never actually have been themselves, but have allowed themselves to adopt this state of healing, this state of, I don't want to say lower vibration, but just a moment where one forgets oneself and thinks you need healing when you don't. So yes, just being careful, operating from that space, and not panicking and taking actions just to feel something that you can already feel right now. Okay, so with Iris of the Rainbows, this is a message saying, like, no matter what, like, the rain and the storm will pass. And you tend to forget that sometimes. They're telling me you tend to forget that the storm will pass. You tend to forget that you always come out of it receiving miracles. You always come out of it, like, blessed. You always come out of it, like, really rewarded. So in those moments of doubt, just check yourself. Okay, just be careful with that, you know? That's it. That's all I'm really getting for you guys. But prosperity lies ahead. Do not forget, okay? Group number 1. That was really fun. It ends 29, 27. That was really fun. Now let's do group 2. I'm gonna clean off this group. Thank you guys. That was very fun. The metal. the metal element. You guys are awesome. My God, that was powerful. I hope the rest go that well. Fire is gonna be fun. Fire is gonna be fun. Anyway, let me clean up the energy, the reading. And yes, thank you guys. 310 group number 2, welcome. Let us discover what your element is, okay? 3010. Let's discover what your element is, alright? Hold on, I'm still gonna put away the other cards. How are you guys? Is everything okay? I hope it is. Maybe you guys need to slow down for a moment. Maybe you guys are the fire group. I don't know. Because it kind of feels like it. How fast this energy is feeling. But I don't know. Let's just see. Let me not read before the cards are here. Alright? I'm just putting the cards back in their place. Closing off the previous reading. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna make this the new time. There we go. Greetings, group number 2. Welcome. So let's see. What is your element? All right, group number 2. What is your element? Oh, you're wood. I believe this is wood. Interesting. So you're the first phase. All right. I do like you guys. I mean, I like all the elements. Excuse me. We're elemental beings. We utilize each and every single one of them. Don't get it twisted. You know, we all obviously are in elemental bodies, so we are utilizing all of them. However, there is an element that is most drawn to you. All right? There's an element that you work best with. All right? And we're going to discover that. For you, group 2, it seems to be wood. All right? I'm utilizing the Digimon cards to help categorize the elements. Yeah, don't judge. Okay, so let's see. You guys are the, why would you guys judge? You're the freedom group. All right, so let's see what your birdie card is. You have receive your guidance. Yeah, you guys just tend to like, not just go with the flow, but like you guys tend to just receive. Like you guys are just like, all right, give it to me. You know, you're that friend where like somebody is like, if somebody says like, oh, can I tell you something? You're like, can you tell me? You pull out a seat for them. You're like, tell me, what's up? It's like it's that energy, right? So the energy of wood is the carelessness. The wood, right here. The element that wants to grow in like any direction that it wants to grow in. Like, why are you holding it back? Right? And if you can see here, I've utilizing Armin Hermer's video, Archery FAQ, 5 Phases of Transformation. Where's the other video that I want to use? Where is it? There's the fairy river. There it is. Okay, so yeah. You guys are that element. Let me slow down. I'm going a little too fast. You guys are that element. You're the wood element, okay? And let's see. How can you... We're going to help you best... We're going to see how you can best work with that element and just see whatever wants to come through about your element. All right, so receive your guidance. You guys are all about, like, just not simply going with the flow, because that's more like water, but you guys are... It's not that you don't care, right? There's that carelessness energy, but you can create without, like, worrying about others' opinion, which is, like, really, really, really wrong. Like, rare, not wrong. Really wrong. No, it's really, really rare. Imagine. Really wrong, no. It's really, really rare. It can be perceived as really wrong, but you've dealt with this your entire life growing up as a kid. I'm seeing, at least this is how I'm reading this energy, where you've been put in a lot of situations where you'd feel judged by the adults. All right, so you were the type of kid who would like rebel, naturally. Like, you probably have a lot of Aquarius energy about you. But no, yeah, you were the type of energy to rebel, not because you just wanted to rebel, but because um, you knew how much it didn't matter, catering to rules that had nothing to do with your path or the path of anybody other than to please um, an insecure provider is what I'm hearing. Like, you know, it could be like some of the time, like, I can be guilty of this. Like, when I am an insecure dog owner and I am worried about how somebody may be perceiving how I'm walking my dog, I may, like, you know, act a little differently or something. Instead, just act like you would always act, regardless of whether or not somebody's watching, right? So, like, you've just mastered that energy, all right? That's what I'm just trying to say here. You just mastered that energy of, you know, not giving a F, but not in a disrespectful way, just when it really did matter, okay? When it really does matter. Okay, so, and this is like what this card actually does in the card game Digimon. Like, it helps the Digimon digivolve. Like, it helps them evolve into the next stage for free, basically. Like, you can, when you're not supposed to, you can digivolve, basically. So you have that ability because you're, what is your element? You have the ability to, like, instantly ascend, like instantly translocate from one position to another with ease, though. Like, if you're like, it's giving Aries, you know, like, oh, I'm not welcome here, goodbye. Like, you know, it does not dwell too long. All right, you have a strong inner knowing. You have a strong inner knowing. Okay. Yep. Time to take action. The power of creativity. Yup. Success that allows for a life of luxury. So because of this group right here, those who can utilize the wood elements very well, you can manifest very big. Why? Because what comes alongside of not giving a F? Not having expectation. And what happens when you don't have expectations? You manifest big. You manifest big. Why? Because you're not putting weird ass rules on the universe or God to, like, manifest a very specific certain way. No, you're like, I want this. You got it. On to the next thing while doing what you're supposed to do. And then universe is like, I like how you did that, so I'm gonna give it to you. Go ahead. Alright, so universe is like, you know, the goddess of the universe is like, you know what? I like how you did that. Here you go. Here you go. Here's some money. Boom. 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 You're just like, whoa, okay, let me receive that. Receive. Alright, so you're just on your throne, receiving, which is really good. Alright, so let's see what else is here. I like this. It's crazy. Like, I'm feeling like a more consistent stream, like a more consistent way to read the cards now, because, like, there's the knowledge that I already know, and then there's the spiritual knowledge that always comes in the moment that's hard to, like, make happen on demand, but it just happens if you know it's coming and you just are, like, on the right trajectory, right? So anyway, pretty cool how I'm like a real-time reader, so just ignore. Okay, anyway, let me go. Sorry, I got flabbergasted here. We have Pandora's gift. Wait, hold on. I have a knock at the door. Oh, what's happening?
Sandwich, I'm eating with one.
Oh, no.
Like, you got the chopsticks. I felt bad, but I had half them, so that.
Nice, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. I just gotta get around it. Thank you. Oh my god, I love it. Okay. What is that? That's awesome. Oh my god. Can I take a bite? I'll eat after. There's a lot of heavy meats here. Thank you for your sacrifice. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not a vegetarian, but I will always acknowledge what it is that I'm consuming. Okay? People get so mad. So I'm gonna go a little off topic here. People get so mad when like people see vegans, right? Like if you see like a vegan or something, uh certain meat eaters will get triggered by them. Like, why you gotta like flaunt it out? Like they're just saying their meal plan, you know? Like you don't have to like constantly get on vegetarians for being vegetarian. I get it that some are too forceful about their lifestyles onto others by saying like, "Oh, you shouldn't be eating meat." Like that's a different story. But like, just it's okay. Like if you see something where you need to do healing in, address it. So like if you have basically what I'm trying to say, if you feel guilty about eating meat, like I do sometimes, just acknowledge that you're actually doing it, and this is just what you have to do right now to survive. It is what it is, and be grateful that you can even consume it. It's that simple. All right. With all that being said, like as the Pandora's gift came out and I got that was really cool and serendipitous. But yeah, anyway, receive your guidance. You just naturally, because you weren't expecting it, you start receiving stuff. I'm so flabbergasted. Thank you. That was so beautiful. That was really good. Excuse me. I want to take like a moment to be grateful because that was wow. Yeah, you guys, something I can learn from you guys. You guys know how to receive. So you guys probably, maybe wasn't always like this, but you can receive compliments and stuff like that. Okay, you can receive, like, you don't have issues. Like, if someone says, "Oh, you look good today," you don't just, like, or you aren't stunned. You know, you're like, "Thank you. I wanted to tell you how good that shirt was, but I didn't think you know, like, you just constantly giving because you are always receiving. So, wow, yeah, you guys are really powerful. I mean, all of you guys are powerful because, um, those of, stop talking so quickly, because those of you who have been brought to this reading, finding your elements, you already know, like, that this is your element most likely, but this is just confirming what you already know, right? And, yeah, we're discovering more together about it on the channel, on the reading. That's why we're doing this. But anyway, let's see what else we can discover about your elements, the wood elements. What do we have here? Money, unresolved emotions. Yeah, it feels like the moon. I'm pretty sure Mani is represented as the moon in Nordic culture. Unresolved emotions. Let me Google that really fast. I'm pretty sure they're represented as the moon, though. The only reason that is relevant, Mani, Norse mythology. Meaning. Moon, yeah, it is the moon. The god of the moon. The god of the moon, and he's the son of the giant Muldifari and brother of the sun, goddess Sol. Yeah, in Nordic culture, the moon's actually male and the sun's female. Because like the feminine's always giving birth, right? And then the man is always like, I forgot the man's description. They're able to deal with all of the emotions, like literally. Like that's why you can almost like that makes a lot of sense in the term, in the sense that makes a lot of sense in the sense that like whenever you see a high vibrational divine masculine, like no emotion can deter them from what they're already doing. It's actually like very impressive whenever I see like a divine masculine like utilizing their emotions properly. Not that part, but just utilizing integrating new emotions as they present themselves and staying in their foundation, staying in their primal confident state, right? Anyway, unresolved emotions. This group right here, like it's only natural being a part of the carelessness energy, like because the wood is it grows in any direction, all over the place, right? It's only natural. It's seriously only natural that you've dealt with a lot of emotions that you couldn't necessarily keep in check. Okay, which is why you have a lot of creativity, and this is why you're able to manifest in the way that you are, because your upbringing, you probably dealt with every emotion in the book. You probably dealt with literally every single emotion in the book, to the point where you started to feel numb about emotions. And then it kind of happened like where you open that box, that Pandora's box, where you're like, let me just start feeling again. The emotions aren't the bad thing. It's how I dealt with them. And once you discovered this is how life started to unfold for you. And if not, this is how it shall unfold for you. And I'm not surprised if you haven't encountered this, experienced the prime of your gifts yet, because you guys are, I want to say, the most timeless element because of the carelessness and the amount of creative energy, because energy doesn't die, it just lingers and stuff like that. If you have too much all over the place, it's just pure chaos, right? But if you actually go back and deal with them, it starts to create this very unique flower that is unique to you, if that makes sense. All right, so if you did a lot of if you have a lot of random chaotic energies, or you felt every single emotion in the book, but whenever they arise, you just silence them, go on to the next one. You just kind of you just shut up. If you just do that to the point where you actually just have to deal with it, because if you don't, then it comes up very twisted and almost demonic. All right, so with all that being said, you can manifest very well, but you can manifest even better. All right, you can manifest even better, they're telling me. So yeah, just whenever those emotions rise up, the main advice here about your element is meet them. You don't need to go to the next one that you don't need to go to the emotion that is just going to make you feel better. Just process it. So you're being asked to develop a healthier emotional processing system. Okay, and let's see what your moon card is. Nothing will come of this situation. I used to hate seeing this card. I used to see this card randomly when I would overly ask. I'm gonna embarrassingly reenact it right now. When I would overly ask, is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? When I was operating from that space, this card would always come up. This is how this is why I'm gonna read it this way. And this is just why I am so well acquainted with this energy, is what I wanted to say. Nothing will come of the situation yet. When you're operating from the wrong space, that lack space, that just not the correct space, And when I say not the correct space, it's the space that you are not, which is when you kind of care too much, and I'm not saying to be, listen wood element, I'm not saying that you guys are only meant to be careless. No, but it's just not like you. It's not within your character to care too much about in general. So you care enough, you care deeply and immensely about the very important things, but when it comes to the very little mundane things, don't forget who you are, please. Okay, do not forget who you are, please. Okay, especially when you people please too much. Okay, you gotta be careful with that. Alright, you just gotta be a little careful about that, alright? And with that, you can start receiving the way that you were always meant to receive. Okay, we're gonna end it off there. Very beautiful wood. I like that. You guys are fun. That was a fun one, alright? So you guys ended off 49-19, and then we're gonna begin group 3. Group 3. Thank you guys. Thank you, group 2. We're gonna close off the reading, completing the circle. Thank you. That was really fun. I really like that one. And you guys can always come back to these if you want to like delve further into your elements. All right, discover it even more. And this is my first time doing this, so I might I might do a revised version of this months from now or something, because I do really like this concept. But this is something we always wanted to do, like, but yeah, it requires a lot of research and writing, and because we're doing a lot of that, more of that, we can actually at least start. We can at least start. Right? So, all right, it can be more refined and perfect later on. Right? Group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Alright, we're gonna see what your elements is here shortly, okay? 50-20. Let's see what your element is. And while we discover your elements, we're gonna see just we're gonna just say what your element means for the most part, like it's naturally correlated to, like what it's drawn to, what you're drawn to about this element, and what manifests because of this element. What tends to manifest because of this element. Just explaining more, making more. We're gonna make your life make sense. All right, we're gonna make your life make sense because of this element, and how you can best utilize it. All right, so let's see. What is your element? Fire. So, you guys are gonna be the toughest one, just because you have a lot. Okay, so hold on. I need this one. This one's the one that's all over the place. So please forgive me, Fire. Just like you guys, you're all over the place. No, sorry. No, you're good. You're good. I'm teasing you. All right. So Fire. So this one was a part of the second phase. Phase 1 is wood, right? And then, processing the emotions. And all of this is from the video of Archery FAQ, 5 Phases of Transformation, Armin Hammer. Like, when I was studying archery, that video, I don't know why it stuck with me, but yeah, and it stuck with me since like 2019, whenever I first saw it. And yeah, it's very essential understanding the elements, so that when they present themselves within you, you can move through them correctly in a most flowy state as possible. So let me just read what I have here. Red, fire, compare and denial. You don't have to think about what you have to do until you compare. Yep. So yeah. So fire. A lot of things come easy to you guys. A lot of things come very, very easily to you guys. Alright, so beginner's luck. This is why you guys might tend to, like, in general, this is why people tend to be obsessed with, like, starting new things, and yeah, just having a lot of projects that they start, because there's always that, like, beginner's luck energy that everybody can, like, tap into, because it's that fire element. It's that energy that just knows how to burn. It just knows how to light it up. It just knows how to dance, just effortlessly. You don't control the flame. It goes in the direction that it wants to go in, right? So, with all that being said, we have this card right here, the offensive, the plug-in 8. I'm all over the place right now. You have this element right now, which is you. So we're gonna go into the cards right now. Let's see what your birdie card is. You are a limitless being. Yup. You cannot be held down. Alright, so a lot of your upbringing in this lifetime probably appeared very rebellious, where, like, you probably were called a smart mouth a lot, right? Like, I'm getting that. You're probably called a smart mouth a lot. But most of the time, that wasn't something that, like, that's never something you pay attention to. at the beginning of starting something, starting a relationship, starting a new hobby, whatever it may be. You're never really, never say never, but it's not like you to consider too much about how you are being perceived. You are simply yourself, and you know how vast and big your soul is and how uncontainable it is, so whenever you do present yourself, you're like, all right, I'm here, awesome, let me just shoot that bow. Ooh, bullseye, cool. Wow, let me do another one. Wow, that's awesome. Oh, that person did a bullseye too. This is the tricky part. Oh, oh, what? I missed. Oh, they saw that. Oh, no, it's fine. Oh, I missed again. And then, what's going on? I was just doing it. So that's the energy, right? Like, so this is where the advice is gonna come in here. Remember who you are, okay? Remember the limitless factor of this fire deep within you, that life force, that indistinguishable light that is yours and yours alone. It cannot be replicated, all right? Don't forget that. Each and every single one of us are very unique in our energy signature, all right? Just like our literal signature is different, so too is our energy. And the second that we look to our left and look to our right, things get very tricky. You cannot tell up from down in that space. Things get very, very heated, and then you tend to like burn the whole place down until you feel good. All right, I don't mean to like tease too much or anything. That's just how I read sometimes. All right, but yeah, it's just, yeah. They're just telling you to be careful with that, all right? That's where you can like work on this elements the most, right? But with all that being said, they were just like, we just need to like humble them a little bit before we continue, because like they're really awesome and powerful. Like, you guys are really strong, and those of you who are like drawn to the fire element, who utilize the fire elements, you know this limitless power. That's what it is. You have a limitless power, like supernatural, superhuman strength, spiritually. However, the second you look to your left and right and start comparing, that's when you start twisting. That's when it gets twisted, and it just doesn't present very well, and manifestations get a little tricky. However, this reading is here to help you like reaffirm all of that stuff that you already know, and to move you in the right direction. Okay, so let's see what fairy card you have here. I like that. You have the summer card. Of course you do. Literally, you're the fire card, and you have the Ace of Summer, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Ace of Wands. Open your heart to love. Ace of Cups, maybe? I don't know. Cards just fall everywhere. It's okay. Open your heart to love. The beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one. Very Phoenix. Very Phoenix. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Yeah. So, these are the two cards that remained in my vicinity. So yeah, if you guys are wanting to go further in a project, something that you thought that you didn't have really like strong, something that you doubted yourself with, something that was like very like something you were too in your head, something that you're in your head about. Let's pick these cards up. Something that you were like way too in your head about, that every time you tried to do it, you prevented yourself because of a certain thought, belief, fear, because of a certain past version of yourself who would never be able to do something like whatever it is that you're currently thinking. Release that, okay? You aren't the old version of who you once were, okay? They're telling me to tell you guys, you aren't the old like, this is where you don't need to constantly repeat healing cycles that you've already healed from, right? Especially with like this card looking at me. Ipana's Wild Daughter. This is like my Scorpio healing card, where like it's like the type of healing that's not always fun, especially in the process, but you know you need. Hey, you guys are very spicy. Like Out of all the groups, they got me yelling at you guys. And I'm not yelling at you guys. Alright? But, yeah, no, they're just like... The reason why this one is so tough is because of how powerful you guys are. Those of you who are, like... those of you who have a strong kinship to fire, the fire element, you're just naturally going to be very strong and powerful. So, you can handle the message in this... being received in this way. That is why the message is being delivered in this way. Okay. Let me just pick all of these cards up. I think that's all of them. Okay. And then we have her sister right here. Right next to the Glencona card. Yeah, it's like healing those parts of the ego that gets in the way of your power, honestly. But aside from all of that, let's see what else we can get about your element, because you guys are really powerful. Do not get it twisted. You just forget. So this is reminding, this video, this for you fire elementalers, for my fire elementalists. Stop worrying so much about what you can do and start remembering what you have done. Okay? Every journey starts with a single step. I'm hearing now, like, you can go in any direction that you want. You literally can go in any single direction that you want and it'll be successful. Because you have this limitless factor about you. You have this powerful element about you that you don't have to control. You don't have to box. You don't have to try to replicate. That's the one. You don't have to try to replicate. You just have to be. And I know that gets said here and there, but no, seriously, that's literally all you have to do. Especially if you're utilizing the fire element, it'll take care of the rest. It's that energy of that co-creator. Okay, this is the most, you guys are like most acquainted with working with God, with working with the universe, okay? Because creativity happens so naturally to you that it's, you don't even have to master how to create. You just can create, and it's already in its full primal state, in its full most potent state, okay? So let's see, what do we have here? We'll pick the moon card up. I usually do the moon card last, but we'll just do it first now. The energy is gaining momentum. Yup. You're gaining momentum. You're breaching old beliefs. You're like climbing mountains. Old versions of you. You're constantly up leveling. Constantly. This is what it looks like for you, my fire girlies and boys. My fire guys and my fire girlies. I'm trying to find a universal language. My kindred, alright, that's the point. The energy is gaining momentum. Okay, you guys, yeah. No matter what, and I can see it here too, you're constantly like up leveling yourself. You're constantly like becoming a better version of yourself. And should you need to compare, just compare with yourself, alright? But yeah, just be careful not to compare and then go into that state of denial that you're not where you want to be at. Because the second that you do compare, most of the time, it's because you want to be at a certain level and you're not there yet. Just accept where you are instead of like constantly looking to your left and right and justifying why you aren't there yet. Just accept why you aren't there yet and move on from that space. And yeah, like I'm seeing a very prosperous route for you guys. Like this energy's gaining momentum, all right? Especially with this here, you're probably gonna enter a relationship very soon, this element. But open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth or of the current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. You know, like if you guys had a bad relationship with God in the past, or the universe, or anything, like if you guys had a bad relationship with your mother or something like that, like just I'm just using different examples. It's not going to be those specific examples for everybody, not at all, but that's just what came through, right? But most of you guys, because you're on this proper trajectory, I am seeing like like it's gonna work out this time. That's it. That's all I gotta tell you. It's gonna work out this time. This is really beautiful. Like you don't need to constantly worry about irrational fears. Some fears are so draining just to have them arise. You need to just do this. Like visualize yourself looking at your fear like, you okay? Need help? No? Okay. I'm just gonna be over here then. Goodbye. You know, you have that. You have to deal with it like that. You like full force. Okay? That's how you gotta speak to yourself. Alright, last final card. The Brave Traveler. Her mode. Wow. Look at him. Okay, so I'm seeing it. Oh, God, I love when that happens. I get like extreme claircognizant downloads. I don't know why I said it in that accent. My accent is evolving just because of the amount of different people I'm watching these days, but whatever. It is what it is, alright? So you have the Brave Traveler. You can see him going from mirror to mirror, and they say like mirrors are the portal to other dimensions. Stuff like that. You have a lot of like random knowledge that you just end up going with sometimes. Alright? Not all of it is factual, but like you claircognizance and clairvoyance come naturally to you. You have a very like I want to say like very synergistic vibration about you that can do this like very well. Like you can just like mold very well with like anything. Right? It's very easy for you to like just actually work with others to have that relationship with others where it's very easy, and if you feel like you're a hassle, you'll just remove yourself from the situation type of energy. That's just what came through. I'm sorry, that was very random, but what's the relevance there? Yeah, it's your ability to go and be at any location. You know, you might actually have strong desires to travel, whether you realize it or not. And it stems from this, like, you're comfortable where you are right now, but for some reason there's just like this energy that no matter what, you're okay doing new things. You're okay going to that new world. You're okay venturing upon lands that have never been discovered, just because it excites you, like it juices you up, right? So chase that energy. They're telling me to like, what will help save you from that energy that constantly what will help save you from that energy that will like make you look left and right is just going to you're being asked to like, all right, go to a new location then. All right, you probably, it's time to change, like it's time to do a new thing then, because if you have that urge for that new thing, like naturally you're gonna like marinate in your space and see what you can fix, see what you can, and then that's just, like you don't need to be there anymore. Like you can go to that new location. All right, so all right, anything else that I can tell the fire group? There's not much I need to tell you guys, because you guys have like you have a lot of power to do everything that you desire, and a lot of this was just helping you with your trajectory and moving forward in this next state of your life. Sorry, and I see this card, the fairy guide, which is this blank clean slate card. As I say this, yeah, you're definitely like starting on this new clean slate, like this part of your life that you've never really felt before, where it's like actually effortlessly easy. Doesn't mean that like you don't have to experience discipline at all. No, it's actually like a kind way to discipline yourself and actually have fun at the same time. All right, so yeah, again, open your heart to love. the beginning of a new intimate relationship, or the rebirth of a current one, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Like I said, whenever this card is present, not like I said, whenever this card is present, this is my everything. You can start fresh whenever. Like, it's never too late. So when this card is present, it means it. So, and what's right behind it? Before we go to what's right behind it, this is just in correlation to this card, this new relationship, this new direction. The only person you need to compare yourself to is yourself. But even so, don't even compare yourself to like the version of you that was at its peak, because you're gonna have many different peaks and they're all gonna look different. Okay, you have many different peaks and they're all gonna look different. It's very like sorry, plucking my feathers. It's very, what's the word? I mean, awesome. You know, it's like it's like a TV series, all right? It's like having, like, your show's literally a movie type of reality, all right? So aside from all, yeah, especially with fire being your element, it's only natural that it's gonna be interesting. Okay, so what else do we have here? Yeah, okay, Sylvanas, and then the Glanconer. Okay, interesante. So this is what's being completely renewed and refreshed. So this is like your unhealed ego. Behind the mask, you have this narcissistic energy. I'm not saying you're narcissistic or anything like that, but naturally, as human beings, we do naturally tend to have, you know, emotions that cater more towards our own personal reality, okay? And it's just needing to balance that very healthily. You know, you need an ego in order to, like, you know, play your role, but you do not identify with it. That's the difference. It's just there to help you speak for your soul. It's there to help advocate for your soul, the ego. And there's this rebranding, there's this retransformation, this retransfiguration of that part of thyself that you know, can compare and do all that stuff, moving from that space of lack. Yeah, there's that complete rebranding. If not, it might need to be done very slightly. Like, it's not something that you need to force. This is all in that, like, you don't, free will, okay? Do not forget, everything about this reality, everything about this journey has to do with free will. So if you don't want to be on it anymore, you can walk right off of it, you know, and just continue not sleeping. I don't want to sound like a Matrix Andy, but you can delay. You can heal at the rate that you want to heal. That's it. Simple. All right, so with all that being said, fire, I hope you enjoyed that reading. That was very fun, very intense. Sorry it seemed like a little tough, but it's just how it presented itself. But I do not need to tell you guys much. Like, you are a limitless being, but like in the most potent sense. You have that ability to milk that beginner's luck to the point where it's not luck, it's just pure skill, because of your ability to discern and utilize it to the best of your ability. Okay, did one? Yeah, it's right here. Okay. All right, group number 3. That was your reading. Thank you for being here, Fire. I love you guys. If you enjoy that, please leave a like, subscribe, join us, the Kindred family. And yes, until next time, farewell. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Group that ended 113. Group number 4. Welcome, group number 4. Excuse me. Just cleaning off the previous reading. Let us see what your element is, okay? So the main purpose of this reading is to just discover what your element is and go deeper, dive deeper into the elements themselves. This is not going to be my first time doing a reading like this. Like, I will revisit this at a later time in order to do this in the way that I want to do this completely. Because, like, this is actually, I'm very satisfied with how this reading is being done, but my Virgo North Node knows very well it could be done better. So, but I'm just accepting where we are right now, and we're just going to go with the flow, alright? So, let us see what your element is. Group number 4. What is your element? Ooh, okay, I believe you're Earth. Let me see. I have it here, I wrote it down. Let's see, your element is Earth. Yeah, literally acceptance, okay? So, that's really cool. That was very serendipitous, okay? Alright, cool. So you guys are the elements of Earth. Naturally, you're the console. People come to you not just for advice, but it's events, alright? There are those people go to get advice, and you're the one people go to just vent, alright? They might not actually care about the advice you give, but just something about your energy is very alchemizing. Why? Because you've learned to accept all that is. And it's very fitting that your color's black, because you know what happens when you put all the colors in one space. Whoop, it's black. It turns black, and just there's a lot more in that than we realize. It's just you're accepting of everything, thus it looks like that. It looks like you have muddy waters when in fact they're very beautiful. So yeah, a lot of your life you've been misperceived without even like going too deep into it. Like as a Capricorn, I can understand this element a lot, but yeah, your Earth element, you've been very like misperceived a lot of the time, just because you might be very stoic as a like naturally with your element naturally being Earth. Like your emotional state is very balanced. Like, yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the notes here. Refresh, new mindset. Oh my God, it's the little note I took here. And all of these, by the way, this is thank you Armin Hermer, the like FAQ, the archery FAQ on the elements. When I was studying when I was studying archery, that video really stuck with me. So yeah, it's really cool that I'm just really happy I found that video, because he just explains it so coherently. Anyway, yeah, and I wrote this note down as I was doing it. Refresh, new mindset. Yeah, you guys are like, I'm here like, it's another day at the office. It's alright, this is what I do. This is you guys. This is you guys. This is what I do. Alright, that's you guys. Like, that's what I'm known for, because you guys are just naturally accepting. So you guys are very divine feminine, like very like just alright, what does it tell me? You guys give great advice too. Like just because like I said earlier, like people probably don't even look for your advice. It's because just your presence alone is enough. That's why. Your presence alone is enough, alright? Oh, and this is your birdie card. Your body is as light as air. Ooh. Visuals. Your body is as light as air. Yup, like I just said. Alright, so your energy is very light, okay? Why? Because your filter system is on check. Your filter system is on check. The earth is naturally filtering all of the stuff that we put in it, just gracefully so. Like Gaia, homegirl holds it down, alright? She is always doing what she needs to do because she's there. She loves us, you know? Otherwise, she would give us a real hard time living on her body, I guess. So yeah, your body is as light as air. Yep. Which is why naturally people just gravitate towards you. 8 of Autumn. Do more research before proceeding. Okay, so now we're gonna go more into like how you can best utilize this element and any advice that might be coming for you to help you utilize it better. Alright, so do more research before proceeding. Education in the form of seminars, going back to school, or apprenticeships. Excellent craftsmanship and long-term projects. Okay, so because you guys are so used to being that space for others that can like alchemize like without trying too hard, that can just you don't have to do too much, basically, like in order to feel content. Because of that, you need to be wary of complacency and being too comfortable with where you already are. And you guys are already aware of this. You might know what I'm already talking about. Whatever, it's going to reflect differently for all of you guys. But this is mostly for those who resonated with, like, people come to you naturally. You don't have to do too much. Just your presence alone is enough. And they don't even care about your advice. It's because you might be so used to your presence alone being enough where you don't actually know where you need your improvements. So, on the forefront, right? Like, if someone asks you right now, like, it'd be hard to, like, immediately know. But you actually, they're telling me, like, you have the, like, the rubric, the syllabus, the plan, the divine plan. You know, you actually know, like, where it is that you should be heading. Except it feels like something you're like, I don't need to do that. It very well might be something you don't need to do. However, it would be very beneficial if you did. Like, you literally might not, like, be, like, say, for example, like, say you're financially good, right? And say you're financially good and a new, like, an extra job thing happens. You're like, I don't need that, I'm good, right? That job, like, yeah, you might not have needed it, but, like, that actually might open you up to, like, more people, like networking unintentionally, where you meet the right person. Maybe you meet your lover in that new place, and because you didn't give into that, I didn't need it. You're like, hey, all right, I don't need it, but let me just give it a shot. Why not? You just allowing yourself to receive. Because of that, there's a big message in there with that, by the way. Like, allowing yourself to receive, which you guys do very well, right? You're accepting of everything. However, it's receiving it correctly and not receiving it where you're not going into take mode. If you're always in receive mode, then like, universe might take a little too much advantage of it because you're not complaining. You're kind of just sitting there taking it all. Like, universe is like, I mean, you said it's okay. You didn't say anything, so I thought, I keep giving you all these things that you didn't have an issue with before, right? So it's doing more research before proceeding. So this is setting the correct boundaries where you need to set them, essentially. Thank you. We got there in the end. Setting the correct boundaries where you need to, all right? And so that you can start receiving things that you genuinely, like, effortlessly receiving, like, without even needing to set boundaries, because you've already set them to the point where now everything's at a smooth, serene pace. Okay? This is bothering me because it's, like, so all over the place, but there we go. Much better. Sorry, let me stick to the reading. So I don't, like, look at the camera too much. I'm like, wait, that doesn't look right. Virgo, North Node, relax. Alright, let's see what this card is. Inner trust. Okay. Yep. Because you accept so much, because that's, like, the main thing about your element Earth. Because you accept so much, you tend to not know what you shouldn't be accepting. So your judgment may be a little wonky at this time, or has been prior to this reading, and you've been dealing with that. You've been learning how to deal with that correctly, and this is a reminder. Okay, this is the main thing. It's that inner trust, that inner compass that is indistinguishably yours. Something that is like your deep voice within, like something every single time you're like, dang, I knew I should have listened to that voice. But because you're so accepting and so loving, you're like, oh, but I was just listening to what that person I love told me because I loved them so much. I honored it. Because you love them so much, you honored it and you gave into it, and then it how do you say that word? Conscrewed it. Like, it miscrewed it. No, I'm not saying that word correctly. Whatever. It discombobulated your filter system. Okay, so this is just helping keep that in check. This reading is most definitely a quick reminder, and if not anything else, the energy is present here to wash over you. Okay, wash over you, to remind you of your filter system, of your power, of your potential, your earth element, and your ability to naturally clean your emotional body and everyone's around you without even trying, just because you have one of the best judgment making abilities. And I say this very carefully, by the way, like, because you got to be careful, like, like putting an idea in someone's head and then running with that, right? Like, just because this is being said right now doesn't mean that every decision you make is correct. And you know that, which is why I can, like, say this. Like, which is why you do tend to, like, wait, oh no, but that person said that they do it that way, so maybe I've been doing it wrong, right? Like, it's just knowing what deep within you is valuable information. And just because it's coming from life experience doesn't make it invalid, right? Like most truthful studies happen based off of life experiences, and it's why? Because that's the whole point, right? Like that's why people love science so much, because it's able to tie itself down into this earthly planet and explain it in its most fundamental state, in its most like ingredients, like where like you have the ingredients and you have the food, right? And you're just too acutely aware of every single ingredient, which proves to be annoying in situations where you cannot trust your own judgment and stuff like that. But all that being said, you have one of the most strongest judgments out of all of the elements, so just learn to trust that element, and it's going to propel you in any direction you want to go. All right, a time to give rather than take. My goodness, didn't I just say that like in this, like you're the group that I just said like knowing how to receive but not how to take, okay? But ironically enough, we have a time to give rather than take, okay? So this is just going back to that message of when you're giving and not knowing when to receive, okay? But not twisting that, okay? Not twisting to that point, not twisting it to the point where you're like, oh no, but I deserve this, so I'm gonna take it. No, but I deserve this because of what I just did. So that's where you have to be careful with your judgment making abilities, all right? You've got to take it slow, and you can't hold any grudges when it comes to blaming others for how you behaved in a certain situation or circumstance. You know, no matter what it was, no matter what idea someone put in your head, you decided to carry it through. So you have to hold yourself accountable in those moments, okay? I'm saying this very softly and gently, because, yeah, that's just how it's presenting, all right? But worry not. You guys are already aware of this and have been doing the proper balancing, okay? So let's see what else we have here. This is how I know I'm speechless. Okay, so So we, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, the titties were out. My god, my bad. My gosh. Sif, earth, fertility, and family. Okay, so we have the earth element. Okay, it's present here as Sif. This deck is very powerful. For obvious, not just because there's nudity, it's because the energies are primal as they are. Okay, so earth, fertility, and family. Your element literally came out in your element, so that's insane. I'm flabbergasted. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna read with the fairies now to help tie off this reading. So you guys, earth, my goodness, what else do we have here? Yeah, like, okay, I'm seeing like the flowers in her crown. It's just exuding out of her at this point. So yeah, you have a lot of earth energy present in this earth element naturally, obviously. The celestials, I asked for their assistance like more than ever for this one, and they are here. Okay, so earth, fertility, family. Interesting, this came out for the previous element, but anyway, the fairies of the future, but it's presenting itself differently here. How so? Yeah, it's going back to that version of yourself that you know is you. All right, Hermit, especially with the Virgo energy present here, you need to like remind yourself in those moments. Seriously, you guys have a lot of like inner knowing, a lot of wisdom, a lot of wisdom, a lot. You're like one of the most wisest groups here, absolute the most wise group here. Respectfully, just because like the earth element, all right, you're the sage here, all right. So, yeah, especially with like, you know, don't be afraid, like just because like the element is presenting itself, like, you know, isn't like earth like green or something, like no, that's actually wood as it presented itself, but yeah, here it's black because it's like accepting all things. And you know, sometimes people see all black, they're like, oh my god, there's good and then there's evil. It's not any of that. It's accepting of all that is. All right, it's that unconditional love. So just go back to those memories where you are your best self, and it's easily gonna bring you back to the state that you're best in. All right, so what do we have here? The Piper. Yup. All right, so this is right here and right now. This is reaching that level of mastery within your element. And yeah, I'm seeing you guys are probably musicians, but like very good ones. If not, you have a natural affinity towards being an instrumentalist. Like you just can play music naturally, and it doesn't actually have to be instruments, but like just the way you speak is very musical, the way you act is very musical, like in that regard. All right, when you're in this state, in your most powerful, confident, earthly state. Okay, so anything else we can tell them, the earth element, before we go? Okay, that was the one card that just flipped, and I'm looking at this card here. The what's in reverse? Oh, these cards are in reverse. So, because I don't like putting them in the deck as reversals. So we're gonna fix that. Thank you. Put you there. Bottom of the deck, the Master Maker, staying diligent on the past, doing what you have to do to keep that discipline in check, and then the Singer of Intuition, Solace. Yeah, like you're gonna skyrocket. I'm hearing you're gonna skyrocket with your manifestations, with your powers, with your abilities, with your life position here, right now, when you just learn how to trust that intuition a lot more and let it lead you. Okay? Alright. I was gonna say fire, earth element. That was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay? That was very, very awesome. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not doing these too fast because there's only 2 more left. But yeah, there wasn't much more else to say, honestly. Fudge noodles. It was like 1:14, right? And then this ended 1:34. Sorry, I didn't like put the time when you guys started, but I'll figure it out. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, there's not much else to say, group 4. Like, yeah, you guys are perfect as you are. Seriously. And if you aren't, because you know you aren't in the place that you want to be, remember yourself. Please, like, remember you in that best state. Like, whenever, you know, when you know, and you're not worrying about anything, and you're like, people are like, oh my god, I love them when they're like that, you know? And I'm not saying you need to do that in order to feel that way. I'm just giving a quick example of, like, when we are naturally not worried about what others think and are confidently ourselves. Okay, group number 5. We're gonna start your reading. Welcome. Let's see what your elements is, okay? 135:30. Let's see what your elements is, okay? I already did like 4 elements by now. I can guess what it is, but that's not the good part of having like short-term memory. I can like actively like I know the elements I did if I try to read them, but it's fun letting the message come out naturally without me like vergoing it too much. That's what I can say. Alright, let's see. What do we have here? Group number 5. Sorry. Let me get to it. Let's see what your element is, shall we? Hold on, let me drink some water. As we have homework to do, 4th of July is tomorrow. I'm so sorry, Professor. Okay, my professor, I told the class ended like 2 days ago, and there's like 2 assignments that I haven't done. Sorry, I just had to like quell that energy really fast for some reason. That was so random. Sorry. Sorry. It's probably gonna be correlated to your element. All right. Anyway, closing that message off. Why did I say that? Oh yeah, because I needed to finish this reading in its full element. Yeah, because I'm not trying to rush through this because I have stuff to do, but I really wanted this reading to get done, and they're like, okay, now's a good time. All right. Sorry. Let's see. What is your elements? Let's see. Water. Yeah, okay. You guys are the elements of flow. And I have some notes here. Just to reiterate again. A lot of the elemental information I am getting from Armin Himir's YouTube video, which is based off of the Chinese philosophy, which he states. He's not claiming it as his information, but I am learning it through this video, so I'm mentioning it. Alright, so anyway, he talks about all the elements and the different phases of going through all of the elements, alright? And you, beloved element of water, serendipitously enough, you're the 5th phase, the final phase, the phase of mastery, which is water, be my friend. And he states as phase 4 being metal, a tool to dig deeper, and then, you know, final phase, water, be my friend. So yeah, that's why I feel like I'm probably talking to you guys very friendly, like, awesome. So whenever I get like this, I know I'm talking to the water folk, my water peeps, right? Anyway, this is the high-speed plugin in this gaming card game, which is like, nothing deters the, character from seeing their action through. So I'm not gonna explain the whole Digimon game to you, but this is just based on, I'm just utilizing the card decks in order to help identify the elements. And yeah, the plugin cards are good because they're like, they don't actually have like the Digimon on them, so it just is the energy itself. So it was actually perfect. Anyway, what this allows you to do in the game, it allows you to in a situation where you would win, say you're in a situation where your next attack you'll win, right? Your next move you'll win. However, your opponent, what is against you, the conflict, has done something to, without a doubt, prevent you from winning on that next action. But when this is in play, nothing's gonna get in the way. Like that, you're gonna do what you sought out to do, and not only that, it's gonna help move the situation completely. So yeah, high speed plug-in. Like you're nothing stops your flow at all. Okay, water element, my water magicians. Okay, you guys, you have been drawn to this reading right now. Like, yeah, nothing can stop you when you are in this space. All right, let's see what your birdie is. Explore the gentle man. Now these are also graphic. Explore the gentle man. Okay, so you have this here, right? So I'm hearing you know, when something, you see something as sweet but it has a dark side, you know, that type of thing. It's like that, like where you guys are naturally like presenting as peaceful butterflies, but the second somebody tries to interfere with that flow, it comes out. Like the demon comes out basically. Like the second somebody tries to interfere with that, it comes out, cannot be stopped. Yeah, you basically can't be stopped when you're doing something that you really want to do. So, but that's not always a good thing, by the way. So like you gotta keep that in check. But that's your gift, you know. That's just your gift, water boys and girls. All right, so boys and girls. All right, so let's see what else you have here for your card. The world. A brilliant success. The freedom to go in any direction. A journey that is now complete. I really like that for you guys. Look at that. Okay, look at that. The world. Okay, so your elements, the water elements. Yeah, no matter where you go, you help move things forward. All right, you're constantly giving advice that actually that actually gets things going and moving, you know. There are people who go to people for advice. There are people who go to people for just tranquility, and there are people who go to people when they want to change, you know. Like you're like a tough medicine for some people, but without even trying. All right, so that's not even something you're actively doing. It's just the byproduct of your existence. All right, so let's see what this card is. Dream a beautiful dream. Beautiful dream, wake up to me. Dun, 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 dun. Beautiful dream, wake up to me. Yeah, I'm hearing that song, alright? So, da, 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 whatever you desire, you can make to be and free, alright? So, literally, dream a beautiful dream, a brilliant success, the freedom to go in any direction. You guys have that power and ability, like, just to fix anything. Like, honestly, like, no matter what it is, like, if you have a goal, you can see it through. No matter what it, like, if you wanted to be president, you actually could, but you would actually obviously need to like do the proper steps to do all that stuff, right? But if you want to literally whatever it is you want to do, sorry not to give you that mommy energy, but you can literally be anything, literally anything, and you know that about you. So some of you might actually like be lost in life where you don't know what to do. You can do anything. You're just like, I know I'm meant for something good, but I just don't know what that good thing is. Like, you know, if you're like in that space right now and watching this, like, this is beyond for you. This is beyond for you. Okay, so wow, really cool. Now, I'm sorry, like the readings are getting better, and I can just feel it, like, especially when it happens like this, where I'm not worried about how I'm just not worried about anything. It's just I'm just letting it come through, which is good. Let's see what the next card is. All right, so we have Gersemi and Hnos, treasure, beauty, and design. Look at all of the butterflies. Look at all of the butterflies. I was so afraid of these cards in the past before, just because of how like strong they are. Like they don't lie. Like whenever they present themselves, they're, like the dark cards are very scary. So I don't know. We're a little p word sometimes. But no. Because you gotta speak kindly to oneself. Yeah. I can have my cowardly moments, especially in the spiritual journey, but I've actually had crazy ass dreams to the point where it has trained me emotionally to like deal with things very well. Like to the point where I've had like sleep paralysis, weird dreams of demons like pushing me to the ceiling with pitch black eyes, doing annoying stuff. And then every time it happens though, I laugh. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm stronger than you. Like every single time I do that. And yeah, they're like, damn. Like literally the last time I heard it though, it was weird because I literally like, it was like listening to demons. It was like very distorted, like it's very weird and creepy, so I don't talk about this stuff all the time, but I'm not afraid of it, so I can deal with it. Like I do a lot of spiritual cleansing in my sleep. Like I'm like a demon slayer in my dreams, to be honest. Like it comes naturally to me, and because I have a lot of that like I get like my anger levels go really high, but that's just because of how passionate I am, right? And Spirit did a great job at allocating it to where it needs to go. All right. With all that being said, all that was just to say what? It was just being friendly and just sharing the energy here. Oh, and I was just discussing this deck and why I get afraid sometimes. It's because I can sense those like dense, heavy energies, and now that we've dealt with them, we're not afraid of it by any means. Says no, we're good. No, because we can sleep peacefully every single time, not worried about that stuff anymore. I'm like, I'm gonna dream a beautiful dream. No, literally, like dream a beautiful dream. And yeah, being a Pisces South Node is just, yeah, it's a lesson that we were forced to learn, and it's beautiful. Anyway, going further into the reading, treasure, beauty, and design. This is just by design, like how you are, where things are meant to go. If you feel guilty, for some of you, if you feel guilty because this is your life, like this is your reality, this is what belongs to you, especially if you are naturally inclined to the water element, it's just gonna look like that. It's just, especially if you're like have Pisces in your energy, like you're just naturally gonna be able to ground that etheric energy, that dream-like essence. All right, like I don't know if you guys experience it, but like whenever I crush on like a Pisces dude or something, like they're the most intense crushes for me, because like they're like a literal dream, and then I'm like, well, relax. I'm like, it's just the Pisces energy enjoying it, right? But now that we've like quelled and I'm like not having a crush every 2 seconds, yeah, I'm like way better in that department anyway. But I was just using that as an example because my little teenage heart is healing, so whatever. Oh, sorry, my hair's so humid because it's really hot. But anyway, let's see what this card is. You and your loved ones are safe. So water elements. Sorry, like, am I reading for myself or you guys here? Sorry. Reading got all over the place there, but it's okay. I know you guys won't judge me. Right? I know you water boys and girls won't judge me. Okay, sorry, looking at the thing here. Where is it? It's all the way at the top. I'm like looking here, so it's right here. What does it say? You do not identify yourself completely with the results. Okay, everything you do, you simply give your best. Yep. So, all that being said, yeah, you're literally just being yourself in every situation. Okay, so going back to the actual reading itself. Sorry, water element. Yours is a little botched. I'm sorry, but it's right. We're bringing it back down right here. As I just said, my readings were getting better. Stupid though. It's alright. I'm good. It's alright. Anyway, because you know your reality is your reality and you feel guilty about it sometimes, you don't need to be. Just accept your blessings and know that you deserve them because you're you. That's it. That's the only reason you need. The only reason that you need. You and your loved ones are safe. You don't need to worry about like this escaping you, this like you needing like, oh my god, do I okay, this is cool. What do I need to do to maintain nothing? You're good. You just need to keep being you. That's literally it. And confidently so. Because why? You have the freedom to go in any direction that you want. The universe is beyond on your side. Just all you need to do is make sure that you're daydreaming correctly. I'm not telling you to daydream, but if you are a daydreamer, make sure you're daydreaming in that positive essence. Focus on the good, all right? Don't focus on what you don't want to happen. Focus on what you would like more to happen, all right? All right, sitting in that. Going with the beat there. All right, what else do we have here? That is it. I didn't even feel like I did, you guys. Like, that's how... What? Like, I just did the water reading, but that was the most flowy one, unironically. Anything else I can tell them? Because that was like, what? That was like, too easy. Here, I'll take, what up? How is this in everyone? Like, cause I was like, I'm just gonna put them back, and the last card we're gonna use. This is on almost every element. Yeah, it seems to be relevant. It's because of how I'm using the map message, so they're gonna present it. Fairies of the future. So remind yourself of when you are in those flow moments. Where's the water? Cause I know she like has like. I could have sworn. Oh no, I'm envisioning another card, but like, just envision like water flowing through her fingertips, just watching the flow. Okay. Letting it happen. What was I gonna say before I interrupted myself? Thank you. Fairies of the future. So remind yourself of those moments where you are your best self. You know, like when you have flowed. When you see that you are too sporadic, when you see that you are too panicky, when you see you are too out of your element, alright? Fall back in line in your element, alright? Your water element. Alright, last card. I am feeling one more card, please. Last card for the Waller. Water elements. This one. Ecstasis. You provide the vibe. Or you provide the energy that helps bring everything together. You help bring it all into unison. And don't forget that. Don't forget that power. Don't think that by the way, just because other people have this ability does not mean that it's being taken from you when you see it present itself in others. Okay, you know, like it exists all around us. Okay, we are all masters of the elements, and we all have our own element. Okay, and what tends to happen with like the water element, because it feels so deeply and immensely, it can tend to when it does do that fire element thing of compare, it can feel it too deeply and pull that energy in the wrong location. Okay, so because they're telling me this is relevant because of this, like looking ahead, looking at, and they were telling me compare. Like you got to be careful when you do that, because you end up like not only giving your power to others, but forgetting your power to the point where you have to just build yourself back up again until you get it again, and your high vibration, and then you compare, and then the cycle repeats, right? So just be careful of that. Know that when you feel this, this energy is not just unique to you. Like everybody's allowed to feel this, right? Everybody's allowed to like have a moment where they're like receiving compliments and stuff like that. Like, don't get too in your head when you see others receiving stuff you feel that you should receive. Okay? Because ultimately we all receive these gifts that we see others receive. It's just is manifested more intensely than others, depending on where you are in your time, in your life. Okay? Does that make sense? For some reason, that's a very powerful. They want to reel that in, especially with you and your loved ones are safe. I'm going back to 2019 when I was listening to a YouTube video, so specific. And I was listening to an audio from Eckhart Tolle about this man. He was worried, I'm losing this, I'm losing that, I'm losing that, and she used an analogy about focusing on the good end of the stick. You focus on what you're losing, you're gonna continue to lose. You focus on what you have and how it makes you feel. You focus on the good, you're gonna receive more of that, right? So it's just more of that. So because you are a water element, you're one of the more powerful manifestors. Everybody manifests differently, but when utilizing the water element and manifesting, it is very quintessential. It's important to feel correctly. And once you're done manifesting, once you're done putting in the order, you move on to the next thing and feel completely there. Whatever you do it completely, all right? Going back full circle there. Everything you do, you simply give your best, all right? You don't identify yourself completely with the results, okay? So this is going back to that blue, water, flow. This is that level of mastery, okay? And he talks about it. If you guys want to watch the video, just watch it. Archery, FAQ, 5 Phases of Transformation, Armin Hammer. And yeah, he's utilizing archery as the example, but you can visualize the bow and the arrow as your ideas and your actions and intentions. And yeah, it's very powerful. With all that being said, yes, just learn to feel correctly and dream a beautiful dream, and the rest will come. Alright, so that was your reading, Water. Wow, you guys were really good reading. Alright, thank you guys for letting me read for you. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Seriously. I know I'm a little thank you for being here, but I'm just I'm not so good at giving and receiving love, but I am way better at it now. I really am. Alright, so this ended at 1:57, and we're gonna begin 1 5. What am I doing? I'm too squambly wombly now. Alright, the last one. This is the last one, so I can just chill a little bit before I go on to the next one. Alright, bada bing, bada boom. Put that back. Group number 5, welcome. 1:57.52. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being at my channel. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for coming into the sanctuary. I love it when we have another individual present that can receive guidance, and we're gonna better our lives together here, all right? That's what we do here on this channel, all right? So yeah, thank you for being here, and yeah, let's see what we have. Because I feel like me giving messages here, it's always so peaceful and serendipitous. And nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. You're lying. I'd be lying if I said I processed every emotion correctly, and I don't need to process. I don't need to meditate. That's not ever the case, right? We just have to when recording readings and stuff like that, just gotta present ourselves as our best selves all of the time, right? So with all that being said, we're gonna put the cards back. All right, greetings, group number 6. Welcome. I'm just gonna move you to 159 because I rambled. 159. Welcome, group number 6. All right. So we're gonna get right into your element. What is your element? All right. So we kind of went through all of the 5 elements already. So what's So what's the sixth one, huh? You ask? Well, some of you, I'm gonna let you guess because we went through what is it? The elements. So we went through. It's right here. Why you? Well, it's right here, I guess. So just so to give you guys a visual as well. So we went through wood, fire, earth. Well, we went through metal first, and then wood, and then fire, and then earth, and then water. All right. There's a proper way to cycle through them, but I just read them randomly. Just a point of a pick a card, right? But yeah, you're like, so what's the sixth element, right? So we're utilizing the Chinese philosophy of the five elements, right? And if I recall correctly, I remember Armin, the dude that I'm utilizing the elements information from, based off of Chinese philosophy. I remember him discussing and saying there is a light and dark element, like the elements of light and dark. So let's reveal you. Whoop. There you are, Lucimon Chaos Mode. All right, so this is obviously this is looking a little familiar. This is where I took the inspiration from. Okay, he utilizes both the light and the dark. However, you know, he's a character, he's an anime, a part of the show. So yeah, don't pay attention to that part because he doesn't have the best intentions for the world, for his world, right? It's twisted, right? But it's all about how you utilize the energy. So those who are like, this is your element, you're very naturally powerful, spiritually powerful and gifted, like the ability to transcend the mundane, okay? Transcend and do a lot of weird stuff tends to happen to you probably, where like a lot of mini miracles, but a lot of stuff that you just can't explain. Like if you were to try to, you'd sound insane. Like for example, before I get to the rest of the cards, for example, like stuff that just is weird, magical, but just happens to you because it's your life, right? So one example, I'll give you an example. When I first got my Siberian Husky Aratron, it was a really rough week. I was like, this is the most stern I was with like God and universe. I was like, yo, I need a sign because I don't know. I was like overwhelmed. I was about to cry. You know, I was like, I can't do this. Like, why would you make me do this? Like, I can't even take care of myself. What are you doing? And then like it was a lot. It was a lot. And I was asking for signs. I was like, let me just use the bathroom. As I use the bathroom, there's a wasp climbing out of the bathroom sink. Which is like, what? Like the bathroom's clean. Like we don't receive. There's like no roaches or anything like that in there. Nothing like that happens. So the fact, and we just moved in to the place like it was like 2 years at the time. Nothing like, are you kidding me? Like what? How does that happen? So yeah, the wasp just climbed out of the sink. I'm like, what? Hi. So I find a cup. I'm like, normally like, you know, I skeeve out when I see bugs and stuff. So like normally I'm like, I would like, oh my god, but that's right then and there. That's when like it kicked in the most. And like my divine feminine energy, where I was like, oh, like, you know, I had a cup. I'm like, come here, buddy. I like placed in a cup and I put it like not near me because I I don't want the wasps to just like linger on us. So I put it like further down the yard to the right side. The neighbors, my bad. No, and I didn't give it to the neighbors, but like I put it on like just not directly in front of us, and it's a wasp, so it's not gonna go to the neighbor's location. It's just like away from directly in front of our porch or whatever, side porch. Okay, right. So yeah, stuff like that probably may happen to you. All right. So yeah, you are the yin yang element. You are the light and the dark. All right, so you probably have affiliations with being a Hyoka empath. All right, so let's see. Let's just go into your reading. Let's see what birdie you have. embrace your moon song. You guys should definitely watch my moon reading if you feel drawn. But I'm gonna pull some information from that, which is like gonna help this message here. Same energy I was channeling when I was doing that reading. It's that energy of the moon. So being able to work with the sun and being able to work with the moon, okay? Working with both frequencies, working with both elements, in their own way and in their own respect. And with embracing your moon song, oh, I forgot the visual. And with embracing your moon song, there is so much about yourself that you tend to forget. You tend to forget, and you only in moments, not all, like this is an old energy, you've healed this, but sometimes you tend to forget, like, your voice, your light, so you go into your dark side, and you go with whatever is gonna make you feel good, right, and that's the imbalance version of that energy, and that's where you have to be careful with that. But the balanced version of this is knowing your voice and not silencing it because another person is in the room. Okay? Very, very powerful message there. They like dropped the mic. And then we have, what else do we have here? 4 of Spring. Be grateful. You have much to celebrate. Deep feelings of peace and happiness. A contented personal life. So this is that balance and the dance of the light and the dark. The perfect equilibrium of give and take. Of knowing your value, but not speaking when you don't have to. And not bulldozing your way to a location just to feel a certain way. There's a proper way to do things, and you tend to do it very, very well, especially with this Embrace Your Moon song. So you see, you're part of the group that has known their voice from a very, very young age. So this question probably perplexes you at times, when it's like you have to find your voice and stuff like that. You may tend to question if you do know your voice or not, but you actually it's like your bass, but your main voice is your bass voice, and then there's layers that kind of hide it. Okay, so there's who you really are. You are always speaking in this voice, and then there's layers because of the people that you meet and how you think that you should be presented in front of every single and each individual in your entire existence, keeping every single one of them in mind, being beyond diplomatic to the point where you're expending too much energy and places that only really a god should be worried about, because like it's not anyone's job to constantly fix, because doing that is very forceful. So you got to be careful. You're a very good healer, okay? Your elements being the light and dark. You're a very good healer. You're the yin yang elements, essentially. You're a very good healer. However, let me spell that. No, sorry. I'm just being silly. You're a very good healer, but you just gotta be careful when people don't need the healing. When you kind of just should stay in your own lane. Like just check yourself in moments where you don't have to overly extend yourself. All right. And it's just learning that dance and that balance. That's the main part here. But let's get more of the juice of why is this your element, all right? Releasing allegiances. Releasing allegiances. Yeah, you guys are like a walking, look, the number 10 is down there as well. You guys are like a walking tower moment. So you guys are the walking tower moment where wherever you go, you know, you're staying true to your voice. It's not even about being destructive. All right, the element, like he's a part of the virus family, and yeah, I chose this card very specifically because of that Hyoka empath element, right? If you're a Hyoka empath, if you're a Hyoka empath, you tend to, well, itchy nose is kind of, you tend to, if you're a Hyoka empath, you tend to hold the face, you hold the mirror up to others' faces just by existing, you know, just by being yourself. You know, you're very powerful, like very formidable is the word, okay? Now with that being said, you have a strong voice, and the more that you step into that, the more you start to like experience all that you should experience, but also the more like intense your healing becomes, the stronger it becomes. All right, so let's see what else we have here. Healing and medicine. Ed, can we just sit here for like a moment? Wow. Because like I have these cards face down and I'm flipping them. I'm reading them as I'm showing them to you. Wow. Like I said, you are an insane healer. An insanely powerful healer. I need you to know that. I need you to know that you are an insanely powerful healer. Yeah. Now that you know that, now that is known, now that is further confirmed, you don't need to doubt it. You seriously do not need to doubt it. And you can just continue living that kind of like enlightened lifestyle. So this is like, you're like the group kind of closest to enlightenment, because I saw this the other day, like I'm watching a lot of new tarot readers now and stuff like that. One of the new ones that I like a lot, to be honest, like he's really well, Anakin, like something, I forgot the full thing. I saw one of the recent messages, you will be crowned because you don't want it. That energy that just came into mind, so that's where that came from right there. Like that what is this? I don't know. That, because like that, I'm trying to get the word out, that feeling of not caring, right? That feeling of not really caring too much, it's gonna allow that enlightenment thing, all right? So that's why I bring that up, because of this obsession with being enlightened, right? The obsession of being enlightened. What does this say here? Take a time to breathe out. Yeah. You're breathing out, right? You're exuding that stress. This is what you're being asked to do in those moments where you may feel like you want something too much. You've learned, group 6, you've learned to filter it in a way where sorry, when I brush my hair and I worry about the frizziness, it always takes me out of the message. It's so annoying. When you're beyond aware of those moments where you're out of alignment, all right? Where you're wanting too much. And because you've healed this throughout your lifetime, that's why you're just, that enlightenment thing, you don't stop. You're not just enlightened, right? It's constantly going on. You're constantly becoming that best version of it. And like enlightenment. Okay, God knows. Like that's probably like, I'm not saying I'm enlightened. Are you kidding me? Like, but I am speaking about it like I know everything about it, right? So let me be careful about that, right? The ultimate. I want to say penultimate, but that's not what that means. The ultimate. What's the word? What's the word? It's a word. It's a word. You know it. I know it. They know it. What's the word? Taste it like a snake. What is it? What is the word, please? I don't need it. Oh my god. But it's a word that I would like. It's like the word that it means when something is at its most prime. Whatever. Moving on. No, bro, no, I'm not. Epitome. There we go. The epitome. Alright. But now I forgot what I wanted to use that example for. Whatever. Alright, I'm all over the place, but that's definitely what it feels like, balancing the light and the dark energies all over the place, right? I really do kind of feel like a mini avatar because I do move through all of the elements and emotions. That's how I've been doing the spiritual journey, like utilizing the rainbow body. Like it's very exhausting, but you can do it at a rate that's not exhausting. Okay? Sorry, I just got a notification. It was like, your next victory. Which is always nice. Alright, those are nice little messages. That was a video about your next victory or success. I do love the tarot community, man. Like, just a small, brief moment in your reading, guys. Sorry. I'm just utilizing your time because you're the final group, so it's alright. I can just chill out right now. But anyway, I really do like the tarot community and the spiritual community. Like, it's just cool how everybody reads differently. We all help each other. Yeah, it's whether we realize it or not, with the messages that we all find, like with all the soul sisters out there and the brothers, it's really nice. I like it. It's like its own utopia. That's just why I want a utopia. That's why I want to like bring utopia into this planet, because that's like, this is what I'm feeling in this community. I feel like we can all feel this in the whole world, so why not try to do that, right? So anyway, yeah, the light and the dark. You guys right here, what's the importance of being this way? What is the importance of your element? Alright, we already said it, so we're just gonna reiterate what we said. Yeah, we're gonna use all of these cards, actually. The death card. Yeah, you're the walking tower moment. Something that you've learned to, like, just deal with, to show up with. Like, it requires a lot of courage out of you. Like, yeah, especially to be a healer. Are you kidding me? Like, you think a healer just, you think a healer doesn't go through any hardships? No, they definitely have their own, okay? They can heal because they've healed their own wounds, alright? So, alright, let's see what else comes here. The Raw card, yep. Yeah, you guys, because this is the element that you mostly are affiliated with, you guys, everything you do tends to, like, be very, like, move very quickly. Like, it's not even an if something's being manifested. Like, for you, it's, like, already being manifested as you have the thought. You guys are very powerful manifestors, but to the point where it's a little annoying because you might manifest things you don't want to manifest sometimes, okay? And then we have the Singer of Initiation. Yep, and this is just a natural... This is just how it naturally is when you have these... When you are aware of the light and the dark elements, okay? Because if you are aware of these elements, you're most likely on a very spiritual path and journey and can handle like the best of the best and the worst of the worst. It's the only reason. All right? But like you do, like worry not. Like you guys have a lot of assistance from the divine, like a lot. Like the fairy godmother and the friends card, like it's insane. I'm getting an immense level of gratitude in my chest area right now, and it feels like your guides, um, your spirit team, your celestials, they love you guys so much. You have no idea. Like they're so grateful to your existence and your reality, and you need to pat yourself on the back because you don't even realize how powerful of a healer you are. Like you don't realize. Like you may see yourself as a villain sometimes. You may appear as scary. You may appear scary sometimes. You're like, oh my god, chaos. Look. No, like you guys are really good healers. Worry not. You just need to believe it now more than ever. Okay. All right. Wow, that was a beautiful way to end that one. Okay, we're gonna end it off there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay. All right. Oh my god. My low vibrational energy is like, could do my homework. But no, I definitely wanted to do this reading. I'm so glad I did. And now I can do my homework without this in the back of my head. Okay, that's good. And then I'll post this whenever it needs to be posted, but thank God this is recorded. I'll try to post this tonight, but I'm gonna do as much homework as possible. I need to do what I need to do, finish all that stuff, and then I'll post the reading in the space that it's meant to be posted into. This was so cool. This is one of my coolest readings, I feel. I like it a lot. Just because it actually like really identified stuff. My other stuff identifies too, but you know, you just get better at reading the more you do it. Alright, anyway, that was really fun. I like it. I just want to look at the last card here. The Master Maker, that one's for me. Becoming a master at our craft. We like it. Alright, anyway, travel safely through the night. The timestamps of the elements will be, of the groups, will be in a description box. I'm not going to reveal the elements. Okay? It will be revealed as it presents in your reading. Maybe I should. It's not that serious, you know. But anyway, farewell. Bye-bye, guys. I hope this resonated for the groups that you were drawn to. And until the next reading, whatever it is, probably a daily tomorrow on the 4th of July, alright? Travel safely through the night, the mind into the light, the divine, and I bid you farewell. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. I love you guys. Bye-bye, Kindred. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to like find the right way to end this. Bye-bye, Kindred, and I bid you farewell. And here's the closing. Goodbye. See you again in the inn. Until next time, I'll see you at the inn. Kindred Sanctuary.